Hi, everybody. Welcome back into GamecocksOnline.com alongside head swimming and diving coach McGee Moody. I'm Corey Burkharth. The Gamecocks open up the new season this weekend at the Florida Gulf Coast Invitational, Friday and Saturday. Coach, as you get ready to open your season this weekend, talk about how preseason practice has been going for you guys.
It's been pretty good. We've been in season for a few weeks now. I think we're on week number 5 or so. They've been working really hard. I think this year being an Olympic year is a little bit different in regards to our training because we have to move everything a little bit quicker because we have to train at a higher level this year. We have to train at a higher intensity and maintain it for a longer period of time. I mean, usually we're looking at March and April as being kind of our peak time of year, but next year with the Olympics, we've got to stretch that on through next July and August. So it does change up what we're doing a little bit, but they've done a good job preseason so far.
A busy month for you guys. You will also return home later in October 24th and the 31st for some home meets. So with October being such a busy month, how will you approach it?
Well, we've got that's a big reason why we do the training that we do preseason like that. We really use the first 5 to 8 weeks to prepare for that month of October, where we usually have a meet just about every weekend, especially from mid-October on. So that kind of prepares us to change up our training a little bit leading into not only this meet this weekend, but also Purdue and then Alabama the last weekend of October. So it will have an impact on training, but racing at this point in the year, we look at much of that as a part of training as anything else. So.
One of the highlights from a season ago was your men's team, a top 20 finish for them as you enter the new season. How do you feel about that group, and how have they looked in preseason?
You know what? We were really happy for those guys last year. I think they finally got a chance to start to see their talent and their hard work really pay off in terms of what they were capable of achieving as a group. So I was happy for them, but the reality is we sat down and talked about it at the beginning of this year. That was last year, and that's not going to win us anything this year. So we do have bigger goals, and we want to keep moving up, and our guys want that too. And we brought in some good freshmen that are going to impact that and help us improve our standing not only at SECs but at NCAA. So preseason has prepared them to go and pick right up where they left off last year. We expect to be top 20. The goal is to be top 15, and we're going to keep working towards that.
You returned 5 of your 6 All-Americans from a season ago on the men's side, so talk about some of those individuals.
Well, we've got some guys that had a pretty big summer. You've got Akram Mahmoud, you've got Marwan El Kamash, you've got Tom Parabonio. All had huge impacts on last year. Kevin Lightholt had a really big year last year. Niels Witt-Glossen with a top 8 finish at NCAA's in the 200 breaststroke. Those guys, they were that top 20 team. And the only loss we had was Cole Miller, who was a 3-time All-American on the boards last year. And you know, we're really going to kind of lean on Jordan Gautreaux this year, one of our sophomores, to step up and get those points. He was at that meet last year at NCAA's, and this year we need him to get in that top 8 and get some points for us.
On the women's side, you returned 3 qualifiers from last season's NCAA tournament. On the other side of that, also brought in some very talented freshmen. So talk about your women's side.
Well, we've got some really good freshmen. We are returning Meredith Vey back, Jules Vincent, who were both NCAA qualifiers last year, and then if you add that in, we've got Emma Barksdale and Paige Maynard, both from California, the same club out in California, both Olympic trial qualifiers, and both have times that would make the NCAA meet this year. So we're going to keep helping them adapt to college, adapt to the training, and hopefully keep adding numbers to that NCAA meet. And you look, this is a girls team that can be better than we've been in a very long time. We want that top 25 ranking on the women's side as well, and that's what we're shooting for.
Talking about your sophomore class last year as freshmen, they had a huge impact for your program. 12 of 16 records, 3 of them finished as All-Americans. What do you expect to see out of this group this year?
Well, the expectation is that we continue to improve. You know, we really put a lot of pressure. Swimming is one of the few sports that doesn't really have a season. You know, football, basketball, a lot of those don't have national championships, Olympics, or summer nationals in the summertime. It's usually all during the academic year. So swimming goes year-round. What we expected out of those sophomore girls was to go and have a big summer and to work to improve and to come back in here a better swimmer, a better athlete than when they left. I think they've done that. I think they're ready to take on an even bigger role in our success. And they're a good group. They work hard, and I know I know we're going to see some big results out of them this year.
Some international experience for some of your folks over the summer. Talk about that and how you thought those folks did.
Well, Tom Parabonio was one of our men who had a outstanding Pan Am Games. It was his first time in an international competition. Went up to Toronto, had a great meet up there, set 3 Ecuadorian national records, and really kind of set himself as one of the premier swimmers in that country. Marwan El Kamash and Akram Mahmoud, both from Egypt, both Olympians, swam at World Championships in Russia and had an outstanding meet there. Tom Parabonio also went to Russia. Akram swam the mile and not only broke the Egyptian record, but placed 4th at World Championships in the mile. That's the highest finish we've ever had in any event in the history of our program. So we're excited for those guys. Jules Vincent went down to South Africa, won 3 national championships down there over the summer and set her up for World Championships in Russia. And she had a great summer on the boards. And it's that kind of success that gives our young men and young women confidence moving forward to go and achieve the things that we set out in front of them. We put these goals together, and they are big goals. But when you have a summer like we've had, those goals don't really scare them. They become more the expectation than anything else.
With the successful season that you had last season, the summer success of some of your folks internationally, as you enter the new season, I know you talked about finishes, but what are some other goals that you have for this group?
Well, I think the goal, as always, is to move up in the SEC. I think the SEC, our conference, is the fastest conference in the nation, hands down. No one top to bottom is as fast as we are. We talk to recruits a lot about the level of competition that they'll face in the SEC, and a lot of times the times that are swam at our SEC championships ultimately are faster than the times that are swam at the NCAA championships. So, we take that and we want to move up in that SEC. If we can get in the top 7, top 6 in the SEC, we're going to be top 25 in the country. And so that's a big thing for our women in terms of their improvement, in terms of their next step in our road to success. And then for the men, like I said, we want to get more guys to the NCAA championships, and I think we've done that. We have a young man, Cody Beckemeyer, who was a top 10 recruit in the country last year out of Georgia, who's a freshman who I think is going to qualify for NCAAs in a couple of events, and will help us continue to put some more points in the board at that meet as well. So I think a top 15 finish is definitely a good goal for us to have. We're going to have to be great, but that's kind of the expectation, and it's not really something we ask of them at the end of the year. It's something we ask of them every day. So it's not unusual to them to have that expectation of greatness on a daily basis. So we're excited to see what happens.
Coach, we absolutely are. Gamecock fans, a busy fall for the swimming and diving team gets underway this weekend down in the Sunshine State at the Florida Gulf Coast Invitational. Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.